So today we are having a look at MPC Editions from Native Instruments, and specifically the Analog Dreams. So I'm going to start off with that one because I think that is my favourite out of the 5 that are available. So there's Analog Dreams, there's Cloud Supply, Nacht, Homage and Sway. That is the 5 that is available at the moment, and there's also some expansions as well. So there's a 10-day trial for all these Play Series plugins. So if you go to Prefs and activations, and if you scroll down you will see Analog Dreams, Cloud Supply, Homage, Nacht and Sway there, and you can get trial. You have to make sure that your internal SD is selected or it won't install, so you have to make sure to do that, because it happened a few times and then it took me a while to figure out it was trying to install to the internal 32 gig and it won't do that. It has to install only to the SD card in the back. So once you've done that, it will come up in your sounds. If you go to the end, I've got Analog Dreams and Cloud Supply. I probably will review the other ones, but I'm going to start off with these ones because these are the ones that I'm actually going to buy. Probably won't buy Nacht and Sway and Homage. I think these are the main 2 that I would probably use. Let's have a look and see. It starts off with Sensual Background as the first preset. And that's what that sounds like. Nice kind of pad. So there are various categories. So you've got bass, and I have made a note of how many there are. So there are 31 bass, which is a lot, 38 leads, 12 synths, 37 pads and 22 plucks. And then there is an init as well, and then your user ones. So that makes 140 presets. So that is probably one of the biggest ones, because for some reason they haven't stuck with Native Instruments standard 150 presets per Play Series. So every Play Series that I have got has got 150 presets, and that has been standard. So the MPC Editions all have different amounts. So for instance, Cloud Supply only has 110 presets. So I don't really know why. I'll leave a link to a video where I kind of went over all the information for each MPC edition, and it tells you the number of presets and everything. So I did that a wee while ago when they first came out. Let's get back to Analog Dreams, and I'm going to show you how it works. So we will go to the pads, and we will start off with the first pad, which is direct above, and as you can see it does take a while to load these in. So if we go to edit, we'll now see so it works the same way as the Native Instruments. Obviously you've got your A and your B sample, and you have 4 macros down here. These knobs are your Q-Link, and there is 4 of them there. This is what the XY pad will control. So if I play a chord, and scroll about, you will see that these are moving, and also the A-B blend is moving. Cool is that? And you can just drag this back and forward as well. So without using this, you can actually use it this way as well. So we could play all A, all B. So that is Ambient Dreams and 90s Classic. So that's the filter. So there's kind of a few ways of playing this. Like I said, you can either use the XY, or you can use just blending between the 2. That's a couple of different ways of playing it. If you want to change one of these, you can just click on it and use the main control button, and then that you can switch through all the presets and you could create your own, which I have been doing. So that's relatively easy. And then along the bottom, so we're in the home page, you know, where you default to. So we've got layer A. So there's 4 pages to each layer, A and B. And so if you just keep pressing it, you'll get the AMP envelope, and then you can just use your finger to drag these, or click in the bottom and use the Q links. You can adjust these as well. So that'll adjust all 4 of these. So you can either use, that's the release and the sustain, decay and attack. So you can either do it, you know, by the Q links or with your finger. So that's your AMP envelope. You've got your filter envelope, same idea. You can adjust these, and then you've got your LFO, so you can adjust the waveforms. So there's a whole bunch of those. So, and you've got various other controls on here as well, like cutoff res, velocity, depth, and then this exactly the same for layer B. You can go in and change all that. So it's very cool. And then you've got your matrix, you've got your filter envelope and LFO matrix there, and you've got your effects. So there's 4 effects, and if you want to change these, so you can switch them off and on there. So normally there's only about 3 on. Normally saturation isn't actually on. We'll reload direct above. So you've got corrosion, decimeter, diode, geranium, op amp and overdrive and retro, tape, and that is your lot. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You've got bit crush as well. So 9 saturations. So it was on corrosion, and then the mod, you've got chorus, flanger, dimensions, vibrato, and that is it. So we were on dimensions, and then the delay, you've got octaves, grain, cross, stereo, and that is it. So we were on cross, I think. And then reverb, you've got mod, plate, studio, and hall. These are the same for every MPC Editions. These controls don't change. There's no arpeggiator or sequencer like you get in Native Instruments, but you do get all the Aftertouch controls, and if you click that again, you'll get the mod wheel. So you can see vibrato's been applied, but you can go in and apply all sorts of things. So you can apply layer A level, pan, tune, pitch shift, cutoff, and res, speed, mod amount, and then the same for layer B, level, pan, tune, pitch. So there's a huge amount of things you can apply to the mod wheel and also the Aftertouch. So for instance, we could put on the LFO mod touch on, mod amount, and then if we click it again, you can see that on the Aftertouch we've got filter, cutoff, A, B, and delay mix. So that is the Aftertouch going. And if you want to reduce, so for instance, we could reduce the delay mix, so you can just take that down to say 80% instead of 100. So you can just click in these and adjust the minimum and the maximum amounts, and the polarity as well. So there's quite a lot you can do, even though you're not getting the full Native Instruments Play series. To be honest, I actually prefer using this. Native Instruments can't create hardware with a touchscreen. I don't know, but because once you've used this, it's just so much better because you're controlling 4 different knobs. Now, you obviously physically can't do that in Native Instruments Play series. So there's a sweet spot normally in amongst where you just get something really cool. So yeah, I really like it. It's just so nice to be able to do this, because Analog Dreams, I said, is probably one of my favourite Play series out of the whole lot, and it was one of the first ones that came out. So basically that is the kind of general idea. So these Q links are filter, envelope time, motion and meta. You can just click on these, so we could adjust the meta or the motion. So So we could put them all at say 50. And then we can just blend between the two samples. So yeah, pretty cool. If you want to change that, so for instance, we could change, well, in fact, we'll change 90s classic to something else. So you could have two analog dreams, ambient dreams. Or we could have ambient scapes. Which is very nice as well. There is some presets that are the same. I don't know how many, but there is quite a few presets that are the same, and I have tested these with Native Instruments, and they do sound very, very similar indeed. So you can actually recreate some of the Native Instruments presets if you have done some, because I did a whole preset pack for Cloud Supply, Analog Dreams, and loads of other ones, but obviously they won't work in here. It's a completely different file format, so I'm going to recreate a lot of the presets that I did in Native Instruments in here if I can find the same samples. This won't have as many samples to choose from as the Native Instruments versions either. Go over to my favourites, to soft and edgy, and you can see how long that's going to take to load in. It does take a wee while. It really could do with a bit more RAM. So we've got a bright poly 8 and a cyclone. So you can see what's applied to the mod wheel. We've got cutoff and vibrato. So we can see what's going to happen. It does sound great. How cool is that? Far from Space, obviously have to do that one. So this is Cyclone and Ambient Scapes. So you can see what's on the Aftertouch. There's nothing on the Aftertouch. So we could apply something. We could apply, say, level A pan and level B. Well, in fact, we could try the LFO speed as well. It's really easy to play around with those. Right, let's see what happens. So it's adjusting pretty much everything. Pretty cool. Skyscraper. like I said, there's normally a kind of sweet spot somewhere where you kind of get the best. So you can see that's moving sort of basically just the filter in the envelope. So if you wanted to change that, there's no manual for this, so luckily there's a few videos that Andy Mac did. So if you want to change these, you have to click in this little symbol up here, and then that brings up the 1, 2, 3, 4. So for instance, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you can see that if you want to apply something, so for instance we could so that's it working now. So you have to press it twice. So you can see it's adjusting the envelope time. So for 2, I could adjust the motion, the meta. So if we apply, so we press capture once and then capture twice, and then that should be it. Right, that's it. So you have to press it twice. Once for the start and once for the finish. So yeah, so like I said, it doesn't really tell you that anywhere. So luckily Andy Mac showed it on one of his videos. I couldn't find a manual for this at all. Right, try unstated. Frosty. Just for this one. So yeah, vibrato mod amount is on mod wheel, and there's nothing on Aftertouch. Right, let's see what I've got. Last one. So this is Dreamcatcher and NY Dream Enya Strings. See what Dreamcatcher sounds like. And Enya Strings. On the mod wheel, oops, filter cut off on. much. Yeah, there's a lot of the time there's not really anything applied. So you got effects, so there's only delay, so we could put reverb on. Put the hall on, and some saturation. Put the op amp on. Overdrive. Right, that is it for a look at Analog Dreams on the MPC Key 37, and I think you'll agree it is pretty cool. I'm going to do Cloud Supply and probably maybe Knacked as well, but if you want me to do all 5 of them, just let me know in the comments and I can get the trials for Homage and Sway and let you hear what they sound like. But basically they all work the same way, so they all have the same 6 categories: home, A layer, B layer, matrix, effects and Aftertouch mod wheel. So it doesn't matter which one you're using, they all have the same controls. You've only got to learn one of them and you can use them all, very similar to how the Play series works on Native Instruments. So anyway, so thanks for watching, and as usual, if you are enjoying these videos, please like, subscribe, share and comment, and I will see you in the next one.